Hello, I'm Ben Bradley and welcome to a Cosmic Carrot presentation. And today we will be looking at what is a learning management system. So first of all, let's have a look at actually what is the definition of a learning management system. Well, the definition is a learning management system is a software application for the administration, documentation, tracking, reporting and delivery of educational courses or training programs. Now, as you can gather, there can be a whole host of different sort of learning materials that can come under that catchment. So why use a learning management system to begin with? Well, first of all, online efficiency. It's one of the biggest key factors where you're not dealing with the big pile of books, as you can see in the background, and instant feedback. That is another great trait of a learning management system, where the owner is obviously receiving the feedback and also the user or student who's actually using and learning. Better management of learning content. So in terms of actually creating your courses and modules and topics, lessons, classes, however you want to describe it, you can basically have a better management of it. Automation of the actual e-learning training, that's another great factor, where once all the documentation is in place, then obviously you can rerun the classes and courses whenever you like and as many times as you want for as many people as you want. That is obviously like basically talking to a whole, it's like a global classroom really, where the uses are endless. Another great factor is students actually set the speed of the learning process. So unlike a normal classroom or training room, where everybody has to go at the same speed as the actual tutor, with a learning management system, students can actually go at their own pace, where each student can take their time on various processes and understanding of what is trying to be taught, and those that want to who excel at certain things can obviously go at a faster pace than others. Of course, no need to reproduce content and publish. So whereas you get some old publishers where they'll produce an annual publication of an updated content every year, whereas with a learning management system, this would take, a matter of minutes to update any content that you wanted to add in, change, edit, and publish through your website. Also, small tests can be put throughout the whole process of the course or module. So this can obviously encourage the absorption of content for each student. So this actually gives the student the sort of clarification that they are understanding what they're supposed to be learning, and also the tutor or owner of the course actually gets the instant feedback of where that student is in their learning process. So moving on to how to design for a learning management system. Well, this can obviously range in a whole host of different sort of tools, but online classes is pretty much right up there with what a learning management system can be used for. Workshops, that's another good one. So if you've got a set of online webinars where you want to, instead of reproducing them every time, you only record them once, you can put that as an individual workshop for your users, members, students to attend. And obviously we can create that learning management system around workshops. Modules, that's another one. And seminars. Obviously seminars are probably something a little bit more elaborate, but that is certainly something that can be undertaken in the learning management system. And if modules can be contained within seminars or vice versa, then it depends how your system can be constructed, but either way it can all be done under a learning management system. Exams, big key factor. So instead of actually going somewhere to actually take an exam after all the learning that has been done, this can also be done through the learning management system, and that exam or test or a quiz could actually be providing the actual feedback almost instantaneous to that person, and the results of how they have done will also be fed back to the owner of the course. This is great for speed of learning and just better productivity and efficiency for both parties who are teaching and trying to learn and understand whatever it may be. And of course tests, that's another one, just pretty much very similar to exams. So in line with how we would design these various let's say classes, courses within a learning management system, it would be something like this. So let's say we have a course in the middle, and off that we want our first module, and within that module 1 we want 2 lessons, and we can build that up and we can create the content that needs to be in lesson 1 and in lesson 2, and then obviously have both of the lessons within the content of the module 1. Obviously, moving on, if you want to create the course to have a second module, we can then add another lesson within module 2. Now after module 2, for example, we could decide that we're actually going to have a workshop followed by a test stroke exam, and that will sort of give us some feedback into how that student is doing over the first 2 modules. After the test and exam, we can then actually see whether they should move on to the module 3, which will contain another lesson, or maybe we should say, they should go back to module 2 or even 1. But say they go through and there's a module 3 and there's a final lesson, and then we can have a final test and exam at the end, and that could complete the course that we wanted to provide to that student or member. Some things I may have already iterated on, but with a learning management system, the data is the biggest sort of factor, with instant feedback to the owner, also instant feedback to the student. Obviously, consistent analysis, that is always being taking place. And we've found that it definitely provides better student performance, as they can see where they are even against their fellow colleagues or competitors or members or fellow students. And also when you can actually see there's a point in time where the student is actually underperforming, that's always a great point to make contact with the student to touch base with them and say, well, is there something we can do extra for you to improve your performance, or just make any recommendations to go back and relearn a few other areas. And obviously the speed and efficiency, being online is a great factor overall to provide the better results. That's pretty much it. So if you're looking for any development with your learning management system, then you can contact me, Ben Bradley, at the following places, which are cosmiccarrot.com, and I'm also on Facebook, LinkedIn and Twitter and a few other social platforms as well. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.